Hey, welcome to the My Voice and Power radio show and podcast. Join myself and regulars every week and hear what we have to say on a variety of topics. We also welcome you to have your say in the comment section or by joining us here in the studio, which you can do by dropping an email to myvoiceandpower@outlook.com. Also, don't forget to tune in to the My Voice and Power show live every Thursday at 9 p.m. on www.unityliveradio.co.uk or download the app from the App Store. Hello and welcome to the My Voice and Power radio show and podcast. We are still here, changing up the topic, or maybe we might go back to it and get a different opinion because we have someone else with us today. We have
Starr. Hello.
Starr.
How's everyone? How are you guys?
We're good. Very good.
Yeah. How are you? I interviewed you for the radio show before.
Yeah.
What have you been doing since then?
I've been doing quite a lot, man. Working every hour God sends. Trying to sneak some creativity in there. So starting new projects. I started doing focusing on singing as well. A few shows here and there. So yeah, just trying to get my creative juices flowing again, man. So yeah, it's been just been on a mission to kind of just do more and enjoy life a lot more.
Cool. But do you ever feel like you need a break from creativity?
Yeah, it's not something that I force. Like, I do believe that experience helps aid the creativity. So when I feel like there's time to just chill out and live, I just chill out and focus on the living.
Yeah.
And I'm quite interested in how my approach will change to the creative process, how my voice will sound, how my words will be put together, the melodies that I hear. So I'm not really one of those creatives that needs to create every day.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like it, especially now. I've been doing it for so long, and I don't feel like it, I just won't do it.
Yeah. I find it's best to work that way. But I liked what you said about the growth and how things sound different and things change. Do you find it easy to adapt when things are different?
My approach to my creativity, I don't really have an idea of how I want it to sound. It's like quite an artistic approach, man. Like however it comes out is how it comes out. Before, I used to, when I first started, I used to do things like just however I record it the first time, that's how it's gonna be. So if there's blatant mistakes in there, the mistakes will stay in there. Even sometimes, like if the pattern of the words are not as I wrote them, but they sound good, then I'll just kind of keep it in there. So I'm not rigid in the sense of like it has to be a certain way. Like my approach to art is like however it comes out. If it's got the feel to it, then that's how it is.
Do you feel the same?
What, with music?
No, with your own creativity.
Yeah, I feel I'm very freestyle, so I can relate to that. Whenever I have a customer, I don't ever, well, not ever, but I rarely will prep for it.
Yeah.
I feel like I get a good impression of the person beforehand.
Yeah.
And then run with it on the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I might do a mood board sometime. I know still got to do one for him that I promised a month ago. But yeah, no, I like that freedom to just do whatever you feel on the day at the time, however you feel.
How do you take other people's criticisms of what you do, because like you're saying you have mistakes in there, so surely if people notice, they must say something.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was a learning process in terms of, I was very green those times. So like my ideas towards art are always changing.
Mm.
So where in the beginning the structure was very loose because maybe my preparation wasn't too focused on it being rigid,
Mm.
and then it went across to being very formulaic. So if you ever see one of my lyric papers, people always ask, why have you got 1, 2, 3, 4 on each line? Like it's because I wanted it to hit the counts of the bars a certain way. And I did that because, you know, when I write it, I wanted to remember how I flowed it. But before, that wasn't really an issue. But now, just because I feel like I've mastered kind of all kinds of creation, whether it be writing or just going to the mic and rapping it or doing it rigid like that, I kind of just mold and mesh it in. So to go back to your question, how do I deal with people's criticism? I don't care. Because it's in the pure artistic sense, like this is how I'm giving it to you.
Yeah.
And also some of your mistakes are usually, or can be, some of your best work.
Yeah.
Like someone might think, wow, that's amazing. I'll be like, I did that by mistake. The lighting wasn't even supposed to come in like that.
Yeah.
But it just happened like that.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's the same with music. It wasn't intended to come out like that, but it was the best part of the song.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and me and my friend were having a conversation about art in its purest form the other day. And, you know, to be able to just appreciate the freedom and appreciate maybe the vulnerability or the mastery or the what it takes to like complete a piece. You're not gonna get it right all the time.
Yeah.
So also knowing when to just stop and leave it is a good point, but also the knowing how to power through and to get to the level where you feel like you want your skills to be is also contributes to the art as well. Because like it's all down to perception, isn't it? There's some people slapping paint on canvases and some people will give it a great breakdown and tell you the nuances and the ins and outs and what it means to them, and like to someone else it's just like paint on the canvas.
Yeah.
So it's all down to the individual, to be honest.
Yeah. See, whereas for me, I like the story behind the work. Like I like the work as well.
Yeah.
But I like to know how people got to that point. Like, why did you take that picture that way? Why did you write that lyric about that? Why did you paint it like this? Like, yeah, I like.
But sometimes there's not always a reason, right? Like, do you write songs that they're not real life, and like you don't?
Yeah, like all of my songs aren't based on my life. You might pick something out of a news story that you heard, or you know, a conversation that you've had, and then you kind of like the emotion and the feel of it is real, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a real life story. I think that's what a lot of people think, man. Like you're a rapper, so everything you rap is the truth.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, you can be honest and just be making up a allegory story and it not be like your life on paper.
Yeah.
Maybe the message in the song is the truth, but the story or the lyrics aren't true.
Yeah. And I feel like that's the younger generation that are hooked on why you capping in the captions, why are you rapping about stuff that you haven't even experienced, that's not real life, like.
Yeah, but they also need to be aware like what they talk or what you talk about necessarily become, man, because words are powerful. You get me? So whatever if you rapping about real life stuff that you haven't done yet, if you're encouraging yourself to do it through your songs, then you're necessarily gonna go down that way.
Yeah.
So I try and also balance it. Like when I did have my time of doing more kind of aggressive lyrical things, I would also like to offer people the reality of these scenarios that they're talking about. So like, you know, they may talk about the money and the lifestyle, but they're not talking about the paranoia and the police knocking on your door and, you know, going to jail, sitting down, losing your life. Like it's not all a rap video.
So, yeah. And I think some of the artists are doing that now. I don't even know the guy, but I'm a great advocate of Pot of Paper, because I feel like that's a lot of his tracks now, especially the ones that I personally have heard. He talks about his life, he talks about his childhood, his upbringing, he talks about the things that he struggled with, then he talks about the things that he's done and the consequences of his actions. So I think that also there's an element of people only taking away what they want or what they happen to hear without taking the whole thing with them. Like, and he's probably not the only one. He's just always the one that first comes to mind. I don't know why. I think Scraps does the same thing. Maybe Nines as well. Like, they're just people that I can just think of off the top of my head. But yeah, I do say to people that, like, because like a couple of podcasts I've had before, like, and people are like, oh, they feel like music is very influential, and I feel like, where is your mind already at that you're in a position where you're even being able to be influenced to make life choices based on music you're listening to?
Information is information, isn't it? And you know, the best information is possibly in books from your parents, people that raised you. But you know, people also go and look for information in the exterior, outside of the home. So you know, accountability for a lot of people people need to be aware of what they're saying. But also, there's a freedom of speech, which you can have, but a lot of these artists kind of, like, their artistic interpretation is like they are kind of boosting up the reality of the scenarios that they're talking about. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think, is it art then, or like, is it kind of the artist kind of living up to a kind of formula which they know is going to be popular? You know, a lot of these rappers don't really have any kind of like artistic like excitement about them. They kind of do what they think these rappers do. This is what they do. They rap about their life, so they don't really try and push the envelope. So the ones that stand out maybe are the ones that kind of try a little something different now and then.
I think maybe, yeah, I hear what you're saying, because like sometimes things become very generic, don't they? But I feel like if you have a certain element, but I think the element that makes people stand out is their vulnerabilities. When it's like a therapy for them, I feel like that's when you get a bit of them. They're not just their story.
So how do you do that with pictures then? Like, how do you portray emotions or feelings or a storyline, like, in a kind of single frame? Like,
yeah. So, do you know, I'm looking at you because I know he's asking. Yeah. And yeah. But I feel like I can answer that.
Go on, let's hear your answer first then.
Because you took the photo for my book, Healing is Powerful.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And that wasn't my initial idea for my book cover. It became my idea during my photo shoot. And I agreed to do the photo. I think you were looking for somebody to do something, someone you
I
hadn't
just
worked
wanted
with
to try
before.
that new background.
Yeah.
Backdrop out, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, well, I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
And through the conversation there, and do you know, I can't even remember all that we talked about.
No, I can't. I just remember saying, oh, how about if you write it?
Yeah. And so a little bit of conversation, and then Alex comes up with these ideas, and then you put it out there. And then, of course, like me, I was self-conscious. I can't do it. She's like, come on, do it. Just, you get in a vibe, and then it's like, it goes with that. And then, yeah, I was in a real different space then. And I feel like that was really captured in the picture that I chose to use.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's a partnership. I can't do it if you're not gonna be vulnerable as well.
Yeah.
So obviously it depends what we're doing the shoot for, right? I need to know that first, and then what you want to portray.
Mm.
And I can't even say I purposely do it. I don't purposely do anything.
But
it just happens.
Yeah.
So even for your cover for Balance, it was for Balance, wasn't it? No, it was for that EP.
Yeah, the album. Yeah.
Yeah, what's it called?
It's called God's Children.
That wasn't planned either, but I just feel like it worked.
Yeah.
Like I didn't go in with any ideas for any covers really. We just we did freestyle, didn't we?
Yeah, we just played some music to capture the essence, and then I just started holding some poses and
literally like abstract rolling on the floor. We filmed it on a time lapse as well.
Yeah.
Like it was literally just movement. So it is art.
Yeah.
It is art.
And we done the same when we done my other photo shoot for my other book. I know I didn't use it on the cover, but yeah, when we were outside, like then
just being free.
Free, yeah.
And again, we didn't really. You wanted to portray freedom, yeah, but we didn't like say, oh, let's do this.
Yeah.
We just did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how it happens, but it does. And
there was a moment where a plane had gone over and you took a photo of the plane. I wasn't in the picture, but it happened at a timely moment and it captured. Like I was flying free because I've done so much healing. I was in such a great place, and I felt that release and that freedom, and so everything kind of just like, yeah.
And I love shoots where I can like have that freedom as well. I can't have it on like a lot of shoots, like just a normal headshot. I'm not going to be doing that on my on a family shoot, but yeah, on a one-on-one, I love that. That's one of my favorite aspects.
We even borrowed someone's dog.
Yeah, we did. So we just borrowed that dog.
Yeah. And they're like, "Oh, you're going to be famous!" Like,
Well, that's what participating in artistic expression is all about, man. It's like them moments that kind of live with you for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I think as well, as a creative myself, it was easier to kind of like be like, yes, I have an idea of what I would like, but this is your forte. So like, then I have to respect your creativity and the way you're going to do things. So, because obviously I would want that respect for myself, and I'm sure like for you, it's the same.
I mean, people can come with an idea and it might come out as better than what you imagined or just different and it worked out better. Do you know what I mean? We've both got to be open for that scenario to work well. Yeah.
So do you write music for people?
Maybe one time. Maybe one time I wrote like a verse for Terry Walker. You familiar with
You
Terry
did
Walker?
not.
So on one of her remixes, but I've been on one of her remixes as well. With Estelle.
No way.
It's called the Ching. You know the song Ching Ching?
I do know the song Ching Ching.
There's a remix. Not really. It's quiet. It's like 20 odd years ago.
Oh, well, I didn't know you were then.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's the thing. Like it was kind of just before YouTube and stuff like that. So it's very hard to get a copy of it.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? But I've got a copy of it on my mixtape, one of my mixtapes. So
I'll get that later then.
I was going to say, do you feel like sharing so I can play it on the radio show around this?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, man. Just remind me and I'll forward you the link.
Look like we're going to have exclusive material.
Exclusive 20-year-old material.
Yeah, old school's the best.
Yeah, I haven't really done much songwriting for other people.
And would you be open to somebody writing something and giving it to you to?
Maybe some, not rapping, no, singing, yeah. But then again, nah. But I would probably take help with like harmonies, that kind of side of songwriting, like what harmonies, maybe improving some lyrics here and there, or like the structure of like the singer songwriting. But I think I've kind of got my niche down packed, like, so. But yeah, I would be open to help.
Yeah,
as well.
You've written a song for someone before, haven't you?
Loads of songs. Yeah, we're learning about each other today. Yeah, we might be doing a bit more soon as well.
Good. Yeah.
I do like songwriting, but
you got notes, yeah? You can hold notes.
I can hold notes to tell someone else notes, but I'm not going on a song. No,
you're not singing, no.
I'm not a singer. No, I wish, like, if I could wish for anything, I'd wish to sing. It actually burns me a little bit.
What, that you can't?
No, I can't.
What kind of music do you write then?
R&B, soul, neo soul. But again, when I did write, that was at a time where I would write about relationships. Yeah, I wouldn't write about that now. I don't have anything like in my life that is like burning enough like that to write a song.
Does it have to be burning in it in a bad way?
Well, that's how I got my inspiration back then. Yeah, yeah, it has to be something bad.
So the powerfulness that your work holds, would that not be enough to inspire you to write?
I feel if I wrote something now, it would be more gospel. So a whole another level to write at. Yeah, I would have to.
It's the same energy.
It is the same energy, but it's different.
Yeah. You're just wording it to where, you know, you're expressing the love.
Yes.
Not for one person.
Not one person,
It could be for God, it could be for everybody, but it's just on a different frequency. It's like heightening it.
True.
You know?
True.
So if you got it, you got it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Me telling myself I haven't got it's not helping.
Yeah. The sunshine.
That's what I was reading this morning, man. Like we're our own worst enemy sometimes with the language we got. Like you've written songs already. So
and I am proud of them as well. Yeah.
See, when you see that Sunshine Creative Soul gospel track, remember it was inspired here first.
Yeah, maybe. Yes,
maybe. Well, you got two of us on your case now, so it's just more
on your case. But I will.
You will be. How's that tune going?
Yeah.
Week later.
I'll even come to church to listen to it. Yeah.
Oh, I've got plans at church. Trust me. Yeah. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. Cool. Wow. I haven't written for a little while now. I did just publish another book.
Can you sing?
Of course you can. She's shy. I can tell.
Wow. You're not invited anyone. It's coming to burn people. It's like. So I feel like my singing voice is better when I'm by myself, which probably loads of people say. But I do feel like I do have an element of that, but I just don't.
I'd love to hear that.
Because Alex knows. I do have a song that I have written. Yeah.
So if you can sing, why do you think you can't sing?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I can't hold certain things that I'd like to be able to hold.
No, you don't have to hold them.
I think, and I get in my head. I know that's what it is because I can hear when I start to hear myself, and I'm like, you know, and then and then.
Have you ever recorded it on your phone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and like I've got a beat that I want to use, and it's all there.
Maybe it's the wrong key.
It's just maybe.
I'd
Yeah.
love to find my
Maybe
key.
it's the wrong key.
Right, when are we setting up a studio?
Yeah.
I'd love that.
No, man. You should do it. Yeah, man.
Find your voice. That was it.
Yeah.
I think you should at least try it and do it. And then when you're in a different headspace, you'll hear it differently.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens to me sometimes. I know if I'm tired, then whatever I've recorded, I don't like, I don't want to hear it, it's rubbish. But I turn it off, I go back to it. It usually sounds all right.
Give us a singing lesson now.
I can't. Like, I hear what you're saying. Like, I can't really teach technically. But I learned how to sing listening to albums like Jodeci, Diary of a Mad Band.
Yeah.
And I listen to.
Do you not like them?
No, that's like amen.
Sorry.
That's mainly how I learned this as a youngster. I used to take my sister's
let's
CD.
sing that now. Let's all sing it.
Go on then.
Let's do. Which one should we do?
Can't really sing. You can take my money.
My house and my car.
Wait,
I don't really make groups like that no more, man.
No, they do not.
They was iconic, man. It was up there with them.
HTOWN.
Yeah.
Drew Hill.
HTOWN, Drew Hill after. Maybe a 112.
What are you finding?
So you can't play
See
them.
how he gets out of it.
Yeah, you can't, man.
Really?
Yeah. They strike it because
We'll sing it live.
they own somebody, owned by someone.
Who? JODECI.
Jive Records, maybe.
Do you know, I listened to JODECI for ages. You know, I went to the concert at O2 to the show.
Oh, with Casey and JoJo. And
they had JODECI there and Drew Hill and SWV and there was loads of them there. Yeah, I was so gassed. I was like, yes. And I got there, yeah. And then JODECI were on last, right? And it was a toss up between missing the train home and sitting at the train station until they started running again, to stay and watch JODECI, or leave and go home.
What did you do?
I stayed, but I was saved because they let us down, man. Wow. I was gutted. Why? What had they been doing all evening that they come out? Yeah, they're on the stage doing pure madness, and one of them drops off the stage.
Yeah,
I actually heard goodups.
I would have thought like having JODECI last is a very bad idea.
Yeah.
Considering
after that,
man's antics.
Yeah. After that was my cue. We was like, right, no, we're not staying for this. Let's go home because they just ruined the whole thing that everyone holds for them.
Yeah.
And Drew Hill had to come out and finish their set. I was gutted. Damage was there. Yeah, all the Drew Hills there. Donnell, I don't think was there. Damage was there.
I think Damage is very underrated, man.
Yeah, innit?
Oh, I love to hear
Damage
that.
are very good.
I normally only hear haters.
I can't think of the song that I want, but I know, I don't know, that's not helping. What was their song that they did? Yeah, that's the one. That was a banger.
Rumours. Do you remember Rumours? The garage one.
No.
Was that them?
Yes.
Oh. I like the one that goes do 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 do.
Yeah, that one in the club.
I don't know that one.
That was my favourite one.
Um.
And then they did a video where they're all old men meeting up after.
Oh yeah,
What is it called?
I don't know.
What is it called? The one you were singing.
Get a Romance.
That's it.
That's the one. That's the one I
but
wanted.
It's not the one. Rumours is the one.
Every time someone
It's
says
the garage tune.
Rumours, I just think of the reggae song. So there's spreading rumours. Rumors, rumors about me. I heard that song when I was about 8 years old or 10 or something. It's just, yeah. I don't even know who sings it, but it's a tune anyway.
I got one. So do you remember Blue?
Yeah.
What? Why are you saying oh my days?
Why are you picking Blue?
So people really, really like slate them for doing Too Close. The next track.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you agree that they should never have touched that tune?
Yeah, why are they doing that?
Do you think that as well?
They were never gonna do it as good as.
No, not as good as, but was it awful?
Why do you? I can't remember it, to be honest.
That
So
for me
that
speaks
goes
volumes.
there.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hate on them because they were all a pop group, weren't they? They weren't an R&B soul group. They did pop music.
I thought they was on the line.
You're feeling a bit offended, Alex. So
Yeah.
you got to your arms
You know,
folded.
you know what?
Whipped their childhood out of my hand, man. 5, all of them, 5.
No, 5 was
What?
one of the best concerts I've ever been to. I swear on my life.
You know when you think you know someone? You're coming like Nathan the other day. He got me playing bloody Backstreet
Oh
Boys
no,
last
Nathan
night.
Nathan knows.
Oh,
He
no.
knows.
Backstreet Boys. My show ended last night with Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, and Sean Kingston. Like,
Oh, I don't like that song. I don't like it. But 5.
There was a time when the UK had some boy bands.
Another Level.
That's the
oh
one.
yeah, I like them.
Another
Yeah,
Level.
They were great.
I think Damage were the best out of all of them,
yeah.
in my opinion. Because you had one, they
Oh,
had
I'm
the
gonna write
most
this down, 'cause I
longevity.
was
Then
gonna
you had
forget.
like, what's the one? I got a little something for we
Na
said
na
that.
na na na
Yeah.
na na na.
Yeah.
They were alright,
He was
but
alright.
they didn't
But yeah, no, they
release
didn't have.
it.
Eternal were good. Do you not
Yeah,
think?
yeah,
Eternal
Eternal.
were good.
Stay. Yeah.
Yeah. Got the hand movements down as well.
They were good.
Yeah, man. So what do you guys think of the like pop music now? Is there even like
It's trash.
the R&B genre, British genre, or it's all rap now? Everyone's rapping.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind doing a rap though.
Yeah.
I've got an alphabet assassination in my new book. Which,
You?
yeah, I was well chuffed when I completed that.
So maybe you could go from rapping to singing.
Like you did A, B, C, D's.
Yeah. So, in the book, The Matrix of My Mind, please write. Look,
Oh, so
Okay.
I don't have another one here.
how easy did you find that?
It took me a little while, but not as long as I thought it was going to take.
Okay.
Want me to read it all? I'll read it all.
I'm waiting for you to start spitting. Come on.
Let me down, that's daddy issues, drown, that's daggers and deception, drawing daredevils, deflections, deep in darkness, in times and devised evolution to defeat the sin. Yeah, you can rap. You got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
You heard it here
You're
first, guys. I've
Bars,
got it.
Smith. Get me bars.
Thanks.
Yeah,
So,
impressive, man.
let me find it.
I'm not
How many
rapping,
books
by
have
the
you
way.
got then? How many books? Is this just the lineup of you, yeah?
That's
Published. Yeah?
Yeah.
Published poet.
Yeah, so, okay, let me tell you a little bit about myself.
You have to give me some advice.
So this is my first book, Traumaetry.
Yeah.
Made the title myself.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually trying to write my autobiography that I've been trying to write for many years through different therapy sessions, different counselling sessions by myself with people, and then even then when I still felt in a place I was ready to do it, I ended up with that instead.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you have a little look through.
like the layout of some of them as well.
Thanks.
I want to do something like this with song lyrics and photography.
Yeah. Oh, look, a little collab there for us, Alex.
Yeah, man. Because I want to have like maybe some pages with the prints of the lyrics scanned in, typed out.
Yeah.
Photo shoot pictures and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Can't repeat that word, but I like the title.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
unchockable. Yeah.
This is nice. I don't get to see anybody read my work usually.
Oh.
That's why I like poetry, because poetry is different to like rap.
Mm.
Yeah. You have to put yourself out there. It's like you're unloading your purging your feelings and just putting them on paper so you don't have to deal with them anymore.
Yeah, I describe
honest.
My poetry as my tears on paper. And this is my second book, Compassionate Corner. So I've got a bit of a buzz after writing this one. So I was like, right, let's go for it.
So what was the ideas the same with the first and second, or what was the difference between the first and the second one?
More healing had been done through that one. And that, obviously, the first one gave me the confidence to know that I can do this. So then I carried it on. And then this one was the third one. So
this is the most recent one?
No, nope. So that one I done during
lockdown.
During lockdown. Yeah, I was definitely done more healing then. So that was a mixture of other things that I've been through. Still some trauma. It still covers some trauma, some domestic violence, but it also covers miscarriages and positive things as well, and other bits like where like there's one in there that could probably be a song as well.
Did you perform any of these? Have you taken it to? That's a whole different experience, man.
It is.
I feel you need to. If you getting a buzz from me reading it, you need to hear people react to it. You need to let people kind of relate to this.
Yeah, so I have done a couple. I'm working on creating my own space at the moment where I can have that for myself, by myself, to make it like about me, which sounds, I'm saying out loud whilst processing what other people are going to be thinking. But what people won't know is that I've spent so much of my life putting everybody else before me. Yeah. I've never really done me. So this is what I'm doing now.
Yeah, man.
So, and then I got round to the autobiography.
Is this in poetic form as
well?
No,
that's actual story form. Even though I hate that word.
I was writing this.
It was absolutely awful, but absolutely relieving at the same time. When I done it, I gave it to one of my other friends to proofread it, and I had to just put it down and just leave it. And she read it, and she's like, I've altered some things for you. She said, but there are mistakes in there that only you can change. So you're going to have to read it. And I was like, no. And she's like, no, you're going to have to. And I was like, all right, cool. 2 months it took me to pluck up the courage to read through it. And I saw what she meant. Like, and she's right. She wouldn't have been able to change those things for me. I had to change them because some things had been repeated. Must have been where I'd put it down and then gone back to start again. And then, but this is the thing, people don't realise that when you have experienced a lifetime of trauma, things don't come out in the right
order.
Yeah, in the right order. And to write that, it had to kind of be put in order. And then when I first started it, like the first memory I had when I first started writing it to when I put it down, and I'm like, right, let me go back to my first memory. That was different on that day when I started it again. And then I ended up back where I had started through that bit, and it was just a bit,
I still haven't read it.
Yeah,
I think I've done like
this is empowering
2 chapters.
because this is probably the highest form of therapy for yourself you can do. This is this is admirable, man.
Thank
Especially
you.
for people that had traumatic experiences, man, and haven't even plucked up the courage to talk about it or get help, seek help, like doing this, man.
So like to be like a bit more specific, to give some validation to the bit I'm about to say next, like my childhood background is rape and sexual abuse and violence, but actually the hardest part of the book to write, which is also really sad because it also means obviously how accepting I obviously am of what had happened, the hardest part of that book to write was the domestic violence that I experienced as an adult. But I think that's because I'd had so much more time of living with the other things, and that was probably the most recent traumatic experiences. So yeah, I've been living mentally, physically, and emotionally trauma-free for about 6 years now. Thank you very much. So I've also got these other books. They are children's affirmation books. So I drew the first ones, but then when I went back and looked at it, and I was like, do you know what? I promote all of my books apart from these ones. So then I thought to myself, well, why aren't I promoting these ones? And it's because I didn't like the inside covers, the inside pages even. So I changed them, and now I'm happy.
So what? This one is
for her.
Okay.
And the other one's for him, but they're advertised. They're aimed at children, but I think one thing that's really important for people to realise is that we all have an inner child. So whether you are 85, 36, or 4, these books are going to be helpful to you.
Where can you get these?
You can get them from my website, www.myvoiceempower.com, or you can buy them on Amazon.
And are people supporting? Do they know all of this information is there?
I believe so. I'm out there as much as I've possibly been able to put myself out there.
This is really good, man. So you put a lot of thought into it.
Thank you. But I think that came naturally. It's through my lived experience. I've put on paper what I didn't have.
Yeah, and like you said, like you can, even for adults to read these books.
Yeah.
It wants to read it, helping the children read it. Speaks to them as well.
Because that's one thing I learned as a mother as well, like you doing things for your kids.
Yeah.
Like the first part of my parenting, I feel like was generational parenting. And when I realised I wasn't happy with that, then I started to make changes within myself. Then I started to make changes within my parenting. And then there are things that, if you have a child, if you have a same-sex child, things come up for you when they reach certain ages. So like for me, when my daughter turned 8, one of my first really majorly traumatic experiences happened when I was 8. And it's like, but there were other things that come up before, but I couldn't pinpoint them. And it's only when people told me stories about things that had happened, then I was like, right, okay, that makes sense why I was feeling like that then. But yeah, having children, as beautiful as a blessing as it is, can also be triggering if you have been through a lot of trauma. And it's probably triggering in general. Like there are things that being a parent's going to make you revisit. And so through teaching them how to do things and through healing my own self, I've learned about things that I didn't have, things that I needed. And like, I would also look at the way they look at me as well. Like sometimes, why are you being childish? And sometimes I'm being childish because I'm letting out my inner child because I never had childhood. but also they also as children are. So I've learned now to be childish outside of the house maybe, and not so much in it unless they're in the mood for it, because obviously I'm the only person who's been there solid throughout their whole childhood, and they know about my life as well now. So there's a part of the element of them that wants to keep mum safe, and there's obviously the element of them where they're like, you're my mum, behave. Like, not that I behave in a bad way, it's just annoying. Like, I don't know, you know when kids do that mocking of you, like you say something and you might say it back, like I do that like in a banter. What's wrong with you? Obviously, then I'm like, okay, you're not in the mood to mess around today. I'll just behave myself. Like, I don't know how to describe just general messing about stuff, like banter and that.
Kids got to learn to take banter as well.
Yeah, well, they have it amongst themselves.
Yeah.
But I'm the female in a house full of boys. My daughter's moved out, so it's me amongst 3 boys. So when they're having their banter, like, you know.
Mum can't have
mum.
banter as well.
Yeah, mum's not allowed. Like, go and have your own banter with your own friends. Excuse me. But yeah, and this is the last book I wrote. I was just doing some tidying up, and what was I found an exercise book that I'd been writing in, and I thought, well, this is got enough here to publish again, so I did.
You've got loads of stuff.
Yeah, man. Good. And it's clean, it's presented well.
Thanks.
Why don't we plug our new thing?
Oh, man.
That later.
Definitely
Look out for
hit me up with some links and that, man. I'll try and share them.
Yeah. Oh, actually, let me not forget about this. This is the last thing I'm doing.
Boom.
So my friend made me some leaflets. She's like, you need to start doing more of what you can do. Like, if you don't like push yourself out there and do it, then. So I was like, yeah, okay. Everyone stop bullying me. Like,
no, this is exactly the type of thing I was reading today. Like, you know, we always give ourselves reasons not to do things. Like, we don't have enough time. We don't this work's getting in the way. But like, even me coming here today, like, it was just on a whim.
Yeah.
You come and do it. And like, I appreciate the conversation that we've had today.
Yeah, thank you. So you're going to join our workshop as well then?
What's your workshop?
Photography and poetry workshop.
What days do you do?
Tuesday
Well, it depends,
evening. It depends.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a distance thing and a time thing.
I know.
But I might not be, if I'm not working this week, why not? I might not be working regularly. So
it's probably going to be in April.
Yeah.
Okay then, well, I won't come this Tuesday then.
Don't come this Tuesday.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, we won't be there.
Yeah, we're looking to do a 4 weeks.
Yeah.
4 week course of poetry and photography, and using those tools to talk about your feelings and past traumas and anything you want to talk about, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just to actually put on that word, like, traumas can mean anything for
That person.
anyone. Like, yeah, that's something I've really learned through, like, people comparing themselves and stuff like that. But if that's what you've been through, that's what you've been through.
Yeah.
And if you if you're used to like having like lots of positivity and a negative happens, then that's gonna be a lot for you. Like, yeah, man.
There's definitely some good things happening with your workshops if that's what you're gonna be doing, man. So definitely try and come down.
Yeah,
thanks.
Yeah, man.
Good. Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Are we stopping now?
Thank you for having me.
To hear the full radio show, which entails me reflecting on the podcast, sharing the answers to the social media question of the week, and playing music, go to www.myvoiceempower.com and scroll down to the radio section. To listen to the full show live, tune into www.unityliveradio.co.uk every Thursday at 9 PM UK time. for the My Voice Empower show, where there is also a Your Voice Empower hour for guests who still want to be heard but not shown. They come and engage in conversation about either their business, project, event, or raise awareness about topics that are close to their hearts. Always remember to spread your wings, speak your truth, write it down, and let it go.